Hello, let's play a bunch of New York Times games, but first we reveal our dad joke and this day in history. So for Friday the 13th, why don't ants get sick? They have antibodies. Their bodies are very anti. All right. And on March 13th, 1781, what do you think happened on March 13th, 1781? Any astrologer buffs out there? Astrology buffs? All right. Well, William Herschel discovers Uranus. On March 13th, 1781, German-born English astronomer William Herschel discovered Uranus, the seventh planet from the sun. Herschel's discovery of a new planet was the first to be made by use of a telescope, which allowed Herschel to distinguish Uranus as a planet, not a star, as previously astronomers had believed. Because the telescope, he was able to observe that the object moved slowly compared to the stars surrounding it. Herschel, who was later knighted for his historic discovery, first named the planet Georgium Sidus, or the Georgian planet, in honor of King George III of England. However, astronomers from other countries pushed for a name change, not wanting the planet to be named after a British figure. Therefore, the name was changed to Uranus to observe classic mythology along with the other planets. Oops. Landed on my keyboard. Okay. I typed KLI semicolon quote, capital L quote. All right. Somehow got a capital L in there from slamming on my keyboard. Cool. I would like to thank the following members for starting a new month. Oh, actually, first, want to thank Adam Gregory for joining as a Tier 1 member. So welcome, Adam. I hope you enjoy your perks. If you haven't already, don't forget to go onto the website to set up your wheel entries. All right. And thank you to the following people who've started a new month. Thank you to Arch Nemesis, Big Davey, Eric, Katie, and Kiki Kohler. Kiki Kohler being a Tier 2 member. All right. Well, let's do connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. We've got perfect brick, pass, none, great, all, prime, some, few, nah, fourth, even, next time, Berlin, irrational, and later. So I'm seeing irrational, prime, and even, which could be properties of numbers. A number can be prime, it can be even, it can be irrational. It has to pick one of those. Oh, except for 2. 2 can be these 2. In fact, 2 is the only number that exists that can be 2 of these. None of them can be all 3. All right. What's our fourth one, though? Fourth. Perfect. You can have a perfect number. All right, so these are types of numbers. Kinds of numbers. Okay, that was green. All is used in woodworking, isn't it? I can't remember. I can never remember exactly what tool an awl is because I haven't used one, but okay, so we've got homophones, right? Homophone for all, some, none. So quantity homophones. In what's the word for that? It's not countable. It's not counting. It's anyway. We got some, we got all, we got none, and we've got fourth. Brick, nah. Next time, few. You've got a few of them. Okay. Probably purple. Yeah. Homophones of non-numeric amounts. There you go. So we got numbers and then non-numeric amounts, but homophoned. What else do we have here? Berlin is interesting. What are we doing with Berlin? Capital of Germany. Ich bin ein Berliner. All right. Next time, brick. Later. One of these is yellow, by the way. Fourth. Nah. Next time and later can be ways of saying goodbye. Like responses to do you want to do it? Nah, pass, next time, later. It's like saying no to doing something. No thanks. Okay. Great Berlin, brick, and fourth. What is blue doing? I even have +2 to blue. You'd think that would make it easier. But I'm getting it last, and I still don't understand what it is. Great Berlin, brick, and fourth. Wall. They're all walls. And that's not purple. Like, that's so much more purple than the homophones. I think they decided to just like mess up how they do colors right when they introduced the reverse rainbow badge, just to make the reverse rainbows harder. I don't know. Good thing I wasn't going for it today. I would have been annoyed because this is totally blank wall. Berlin Wall, brick wall, fourth wall, great wall. So Berlin Wall came down when West and East Germany reunited, but it separated them. Brick wall is a wall made out of bricks. I hope I didn't have to explain that one. The fourth wall is meta, right? So you can imagine like a comic or a TV or movie. It's got 3 walls to it. There's the 2 walls to the side and the wall in the back, but the fourth wall is the one between you the viewer, and the content. And so if a character breaks the fourth wall, they talk directly to you, or do anything where they realize they're in a piece of fiction. All right, and then Great Wall, like Great Wall of China. All right, not actually visible from space. Okay, so difficulty. Wonder how important it is to know the types of numbers, because that's not going to be something everyone knows. This was a little bit difficult for a yellow. Not everyone reads these out loud, which might make it harder to notice their homophones. I think this is a harder one. I'm not sure though. I'm going to give it a harder difficulty, and if it was easier, that's fine. So I think it's a 3 out of 5, and I think we have a 65% solve rate. Let's find out if that's actually true, or if people did better than I thought. It is literally a wall made out of a 4. A brick wall made out that looks like a 4. They gave it 2 out of 5. Okay, so we're way off on that. Let's see who was right. 68%. I think I said 65%. I don't know why 68% would be 2 out of 5. That seems wrong to me. I'm not sure exactly how this correlates to this. It seems weird. Anyway, 1 in 140. That's pretty rare, my order. I guess not many people notice the numbers first. Well, I mean, it's very even. Maybe that's why. Like, none of the categories are like particularly stand out easy or stand out hard. And so there's going to be random orders. Then there's going to be a lot of people who got absolutely nothing. Okay. So 11% got only yellow and 9% got nothing. And then we kind of have a spattering of other things. It seems like yellow and blue are the easiest, but that doesn't really show up in these stats very well. But you can see 71% for green. And so this is what I was saying. I knew the numbers. And then I read it out loud. So I had an advantage on this puzzle. That's all I'm saying. All right. The ones that have sports, I have a disadvantage. So, you gotta, there's a give and take there. Putting sum in, I really didn't think that was gonna be a type of number, a sum. That's an operation on numbers. Great numbers. That number is pretty great. All right. So we have rainbow herring, which I didn't notice. Perfect, great, few, and next time. Brief exclamations. I wonder. Perfect. Oh, so that's not what it is. These are actually the pop-ups. I don't know if it's for connections or for Wordle. I think they're the Wordle pop-ups. No, they're not. Because Wordle says genius. I think they're the connections pop-ups. Perfect, great, few, and next time are pop-ups that it will say when you finish the game. Quantifier homophones. Nah. I think people chose the 3-letter words, but I'm not sure. Prime, sum, fourth, even. Just like, these are mathy words, maybe. Okay. So we've got yellow first, blue first, purple first, green first, going down from 27 to 10%. And then the rainbow herring after that. And then some with green and nah with purple. All right, cool. Well, how'd you do? Hello, let's do pips for Friday, March 13th. We'll start with the easy, then do the medium, and then the hard. Let's play. Do we have an 11? We do not. So we got to go this way. So a 5 and a 6. All right, I'm going to pick one. 6, 6, 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 5, 3, 3. I don't know that that's the only solution. Like you could swap the 5, 5, and 6, 6, and you can. So let's see. If this was the 5, 5, and this was the 6, 6, then 5, 5 would require 3, 3 to be here. Oh, and then we don't have another 3. Okay, that's why you can't do that way. Let's do the medium. This 1 can't be a single domino. So we got to go like this, and that should define a lot of our, well, this blank here is in the way. This actually has to go down. That means this has to go right. This has to go right, and that goes that way. Okay, so it is all defined. So we need a 0 in here and a 1 in here. This is our only 0. We can't put a 0 into a 9, so this is forced down. And so these two add to 5. 2, 3, 1, 4. This has to be a 1 that goes into a 9. 1, 3 or 1, 4 would work. 3 would require a 6. 4 would require a 5. I don't have a good handle on that. Okay, so we're going to do a little trick here, and we're going to sum up all of the cages, and we're going to sum up all our dominoes, and that will tell us what goes in the blank, which will hopefully help. All right, so for our cages, I'm just going to go top to bottom here for the labels. So we got 9 plus 1 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5 plus 9 is 35. So the sum is of the cages is 35. And then we've got 4 plus 8 plus 5 plus 8 plus 9 plus 7. And then the double zeros, just 0. That's 41. So this is 41. And so the difference is 6. So actually a 6 goes in the blank. We only have 1 6. So this is 6, 2. I have 3, 1 and 3, 4. But now there's no 6, so we can't do the 1, 3. We got to do the 1, 4. And we have 5, 4 and 5, 3. I like the 6 to be 3, 3. So let's just try that first. Yeah, this worked. Okay. A little bit of a meta on 6 being 3, 3 instead of 4, 2. But honestly, we didn't have a 2 left, so it was the only choice. Okay, that wasn't much of a bit of a logic there. All right, let's do the hard. Oh, another one of these. Wonderful. At least these are in order, not mixed up. A lot of blanks today, though. I don't think summing is going to be the best idea here. I've got 1, 2, 3. I have 4. I have 5 dominoes with a blank. I've got 1, 2. Well, that could be a double. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 need a blank. So our in here is this blank blank. And then this blank needs to be with a 1, 2, or 3. We have all of them. This blank, we don't have another blank blank for it. So this blank could throw out its other digit. Otherwise, it's blank 1. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where does the 0, 4 go? That might be a good question. Because actually, we need a domino like this, which means we need this. Oh, that means this is a domino. So that's the 0, 2. That's good. A less than 4 with something. That's going to be our last fill, I'm sure. Do we have a 3, 3? We have a 3, 3 that could go vertically here. We have a 0, 3 that could go here. Do we have a 2, 3? We do have a 2, 3. So we could go either way there. Oh, but we don't have another 0, 2, so we can't go like that. So actually, we must do the 3, 0 here, and then the 3, 2 here. Okay. I have a 1, 1 that could go there. What do I have left? 0, 1 and 0, 4? The 0, 4 needs somewhere to go, and it can't be this 0. So I don't know if it goes up or down, but this is the 0, 4, which means this is 0, 1, which actually would have to go like that. Okay. So this 0, 4 goes somewhere in here, up or down. I don't know how this all works. It cannot go up, but counting. Oh, no, sorry. It must go up, because if it goes down, then we have isolated 5. What am I talking about? Sorry. I think I was right the first time, and I second guess. If this goes up, we actually have 5 empty cells that are completely isolated. And since dominoes always use 2, that doesn't work. If you're going to isolate a number of cells, it needs to be an even number. So this has to go down instead. Okay. I have a 1-1. I have a 3-1, but that wouldn't work because these blanks wouldn't connect. So I think we got to wait on this, but it does use up 3 of our 1s. We only have 1-1 left. We have a single 1 left, which goes here. This could just be any domino. Okay, is there any other in here? This guy. This guy's got to be the 1-3. Okay, wait, we have a 1 here, 1 here. Ah, so I have 3 dominoes left that have a 1, and I have 4 1 cells left, which means I have to use the 1-1, bridging a 1 and a 1. So that goes there. Now that means one of our 1s throws out, one of our 3s throws out. So we don't know which one. But this it could be the 1-2 going up or left. Left wouldn't work for the similar reason we had earlier, 3 left over here. So why don't I just assume we're going to actually do the 1-2 like this? Because the 1-2 like this doesn't make any sense. Like, why would we want this domino open versus just having any domino you like open? Like, this is just more flexible. So that means this 1-4 goes up. And we either have 3-3 here or 3-4 here. I don't have any requirements for a 4, so I think getting rid of the 4 is better. Okay. Same with this 4-4. We're just going to get rid of it. Now I have a 2-3 that's required, and I don't have that. I already used it, maybe? Darn, I thought my logic was sound up. I thought my logic was sound here. I don't have a 2-3. This would have to be 2-3, and this would have to be 2-3. That doesn't work. We don't even have a single 2-3 left. This is our 2-3. I put a 4 in a blank. I think that's just rotated. Hold on. I'm trying to see what I did wrong. I have wrong geometry here, and I don't know how to fix it. Really unfortunate. Oh, okay, so what do I have left? I have a 4 left. So like I'd want this probably. I think the 4s have to go in the blanks because there's no requirements for 4s. I have a 2-2 and a 3-3 left, which don't like yeah, thinking about it, the blanks are the 4s because none of the other cells can have a 4. So the blanks might as well just have 4s listed in them. That doesn't help me here though. I have the correct number of 2s and 3s left, but they're not. It's not viable to do the 2-2 and a 3-3 in here. So where else is it viable to do a 2-2 and 3-3 that I might have missed? I could put maybe I can put a 3-3 this way. And then the 0-2 would go. Maybe yeah, I need my 0-2. Where is it? This is my 0-2. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the mistake I made. This did not have to go down. This could have gone right. Perfect. All right, at least I fixed it. Yeah, I made the faulty logic over here where I said, oh, 0-2 has to go down, but I don't know how I missed that. It could just go right. Kind of silly. All right, cool. And it kind of I also could have realized all the blanks were 4s. I kind of vibed it, but it had to be true. It was necessary that all the blanks were 4s because there was nowhere else to put 4s. This was a less than 4 after all. All right, cool. Well, how'd you do? Hello, let's do the mini and Midi crosswords for Friday, March 13th. Let's play. Maybe it's yes, queen. Yes, queen. Waiter's handout. The menu. Actually, it's almost always the what's that person? The person who seats you who gives you the menu. I don't think I've ever had the waiter give me the menu. Anyway, what's that person called? Not receptionist. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm wasting time. Tiny invertebrate that, when grouped in the thousands, makes up a coral. Oh. I don't know. A scoop of sour cream. A dollop? Is that... How do you spell dollop? I'm going to put O's there for now. Spicy wing, as seen on a popular YouTube talk show. A buffalo wing? I know what show they're talking about. Red Hot. Is it just Red Hot? Is it Red Hot? What? Okay, I'm not gonna put that. I don't think that's right. What is that show called? Shoot, where they interview someone and they eat hotter and hotter wings. Comparative suggested by this visual puzzle. PQRSTUV. So like mini S? I don't know. Small S? I don't know. Let's get the downs. Let's do that. Like SpongeBob and Spirit airplanes. Yellow. Bueller. Meal suggested by this visual puzzle. PQRSTUV. Supper. S is upper. And here S is lower. Slower. Okay. At least I got one. I got them. All right. Blank bene, Italian for very good. I can't remember. Even with 3 letters. Amenity in a Florida backyard, perhaps. A alligator. Why specifically Florida? Agency at the center of a 2026 government shutdown. What? What agency is D blank S? DHS, Department of Homeland Security, maybe? Because of the stuff with ice. What is this invertebrate? Spicy wing. Maybe it's Hot Ones. Okay, Hot Ones is the name of the show. That's right. Bueller. I mean, it's a quote from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. His teacher is calling on him. And it's a very famous scene with some actor who I forget his name, but was famous a while ago. He seems to have dropped off. Anyway, is it and one? I don't know why it would be and one, but and molto bene maybe. Amenity, a pool. Okay. A polyp. Oh, anyone. Okay, so if you're saying, hey, anyone, it'd be Bueller. Wow, this took me a while. I had some sidetracks, but also this was a difficult one, and it's bigger for a Friday. All right, well, hopefully the MIDI maybe takes the same amount of time. All right, let's do the MIDI. It's called Chat Bubbles. Non-kosher lunch meat. Some kind of pig ham. All right, woohoo! Tomorrow's Saturday. TGIF. True. Rounded roof on some stadiums. Dome. And DM is a direct message. Maybe that's what it is. For chat bubbles. Kinda blank in a way. Kinda blank in a way. Kinda sorta, maybe? Kinda sorta. Hauled off to an impound lot. Repoed. Coarse suit material. They probably know the material, but I can't think of it. Elaborate prank. Citizen of Copenhagen. Copenhagen is Denmark, isn't it? Or is Copenhagen Finland? Denmark. Netherlands? I don't remember. Maybe I think it's probably Dane. All right. I think Denmark was right the first time. I don't know why I can't remember where Copenhagen is. That's bad. Make an oopsie. Maybe air. They love air. Phrase number 1 you might use to slide into a DM, as you literally do in this puzzle. Okay, so this is DM and this is DM. I'm not sure what we want yet, but we're literally sliding through the DM. Soda can feature. But Fizz? That's two Z's, isn't it? School assignment is an exam. US coin you might turn on. You turn on a dime. Zohan Mamdani for 1, a mayor. Craze and excitement. Audibly. Aloud. Uneasy feeling. Like you're scared. You're stretched with no slack. 100-yard racing event. Isn't that the 100 yards? I don't know. Phrase number 2, phrase number 3. Hope something you. This is probably how are you? So this is not repoed. Hold off to toad. There we go. Part of BTW. By the way. One might be slammed or held open. A door. Visa rival for short. Amex. Are they really? Elaborate prank is a hoax. Okay, that works. What was this? Med? Size smaller than large is medium. Okay. Let's get these downs. Get right out of town. Phrase number 3. Greetings. Suffix for this is probably sup. Wait. Like a rock or rocket science? Hard. It's not sup. Hi. Blue party supporter for short. A dem. Oh, maybe it's just hey. Okay. Suffix for meteor or social. Meteorite, socialite. Passing craze, a fad. Freeze to dog owners. Stay. And this is tweed. Yes, a tweed jacket. Horse and buggy community. Amish. Play as drums. Beat. You beat the drums. Cross off a list. X out. Name found in bandanas. Well, it's going to be Dana because it starts with D. Padded surface for wrestling matches. A mat. Same in the style as a la. Angry. Mad. Almost there. Okay. I got something wrong. Ham, TGIF, dome, sorta, toad, tweed, hoax, Dane, air, hay, tab. Soda can feature a tab. Okay. The can. School assignment. Exam. US coin is dime. Mayor. Raising excitement is mania. Audibly is allowed. Uneasy feeling is angst. This is probably wrong. Stretched with no slack. That's because U is spelled Y-O-U, not Y-O-Y. I must have just hit the wrong key and not noticed. Okay. Well, I found it. Only slightly longer than the mini. I think this was easier than the mini, just more clues. Cool. So we are sliding in the DMs. Hey, how are you? Greetings. Well, how'd you do? Let's do Strands. Today's theme is mountain band. Mountain band. Like a mountain range, or what are we talking about here? Are these like bands like rock bands? Or a band like a range or like okay, I have no idea. What's this J doing? Jar. Is J-O or J-A? I'm assuming we start with J. So J-O, Joe, John, J-A, Jad, Jas, Jar, Jargon, I don't know. Mountain band. We have Nomad? No, we don't have Nomad. I'm going to find any words, and I'm going to take a hint, because I have no idea what's going on here. It's hard to find words. Agua. Nope. Rose. Addle. File. And files. Okay, what's my hint? Banjo. So it's bluegrass. Okay. I was right. It's a kind of, well, not rock, but bluegrass what? Bluegrass instruments. Okay, we've got fiddle here. Bluegrass music. Okay, bluegrass music. The shape of a banjo. Got it. Like washboard. I don't know. Okay, banjo, fiddle, mandolin. What is this? Just a cane? No, cane. Or is it? I don't think it's Niak or Nika. No, harmonica. It is Nika. Raguet. What is this one? Guitar. I actually I had the right idea, but I wasn't thinking the instruments. Otherwise, that J probably would have popped out as banjo. But oh well. Cool. Well, how'd you do? Hello. Today's bonus game is Word 500. I'll do my starting word and explain the game. So we're just going to start with least today. I play the advanced difficulty, the red face on the top left, just in case you want to follow along. All right. So there's one yellow. What this is saying is that had this been Wordle, one of the letters, or none of the letters would have been green. One of the letters would have been yellow. And in this game uses red, but 4 would have been red/gray. Wordle uses gray. So it's just counts instead of actually telling us which letter. But we can speculate. So I want to put the E at the end. Maybe R second. Let's try prone. Let's do prone, not prone. All right, so maybe I got the E correct at the end. And O being yellow might be tough. I like to use the vowels until proven otherwise, but we got to be careful about placement here. Because I just don't know how this would work. Maybe something like voice. 0 green. So I could not have gotten the E green there. It could still be in the word, though. It could be yellow here, and yellow here. And that would mean the green might be the O, which would ended up yellow there. That's possible. But I'd have to figure out where my... Oopsie. I have to figure out where the E goes. It's like E here and then O. I don't really think E's like to be next to O's. There might be some options like geode, but that's obviously not going to work because of the E at the end, or rather lack thereof. Epoxy, we used the P already. Ebony, we used the N already. Elegy, I think that's 2 E's anyway, but there's no L. I think we don't have the proper letters for this. So why don't we continue to use the E as long as possible. Keep it yellow all these places. No O then. So maybe I'll bring in an I just so I have another vowel. And then the R maybe? R being green second seems really likely. Although, okay, so R-E here. It feels like we'd have to do this. I-R. What if it's an E? Oh, it could be an... No, it can't be an ER word because one of these would have to be green. Darn. But R second and then E here. Where would the I go? I at the start? IR something E something or IRE. Maybe not the R. What if we just try to start with P? So we need P-I-E maybe? Like peace, but obviously not that. Or P-I something E something. Can't swap those. E is not second. Do we want the N to be fourth? It just makes it harder to put the vowels anywhere. I'm just going to guess piped. Let's see what happens here. Okay, well, that is an amazing result. Piped is all red. So it'll automatically make those red for us, which is great. So there is no E. We need an L, A, S, or T. I'll bring the other vowel in. I'm thinking we do have the O at this point. And then maybe the R. I have to pick something. I don't like the V, so we'll pick the C. So it would be something like CR. Oh, the O and the A. Ooh. AR something. ARCO. Orca. Orca's a word. We need to end it with something. Orca. Okay, maybe not this. What do I want here? Like I could do a CR word. Problem is none of the vowels that we've used could be third after the R, which you would kind of want. So I think I'd have to do CRU. So if I didn't want the O, I'm forced to use the V and the N. So I already have R, N, C, and V if I don't use the O, which is 4 letters, forcing me to have a vowel, which is the A, but this just doesn't work. So I must have the O. That's locked in. I don't have to put the A in. Let's try N fourth, because I already tried the R second a bunch. So where would the O go, though? We'd have to start or end with O. Start with O, put an N here. We need a C or a V somewhere. Is it ocean? No, there's no E. Oh, never mind. No, the ocean's completely wrong. What letter would I want here? This is tough. Because I don't know where this O goes. I want the O to be fourth. And if I want the O to be fourth, then I need to bring in the R. That's just how it goes. So R is here, O is fourth. What do I put between the R and the O, though? Because it can't be the A. So it would have to be L, S, or T, or a U, maybe? Well, how many letters do I have? I've got R and O. I've got one of V, C, and I've got one of least. So I have 4 letters. I need one more letter. So it could be UO, but UO is not great. Not great at all. So I'm thinking I have to put the O first or last anyway. I think I need a U. I don't know. Or I guess if I start with O, I can do OR something. And then a consonant here. How am I using the C or the V? Oh boy. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm going to have to do a filler. So what do I want to target here? I know there's an O. I'd like to know where it goes. What if I were to try to target the... It's tempting to guess something like paper, because I know there's no P, I know there's no E. And so this would just tell me how many of A and R I have and whether any of them are green. Which could be helpful to know. You know what I haven't considered, which is really silly? Just put the O in the middle. I was so convinced the O was yellow here, but no, it could be the green. It's silly to consider otherwise, actually. No, we could use the R or the N. I don't know which one. So what do we want to do here? Like a SCO, like is an option. Gore something. So this uses the S, so no more from least. Uses the C, so no more from voice. I need an R or an N. I can't do scorn, but I need to use one of them. Score. Unfortunately, I don't think this works. I liked the SC idea, though. What if I just like put L second? LO, so like a CLO. So it uses the CLO. I would still need an R or an N. Clown. I got it. Okay. That took a while. Clown is not an easy word to think of. Got so weird stuff going on with the WN. All right, but honestly, I kind of shot myself in the foot by not considering O to be yellow, to be green. I like literally just somehow in my head, like, I can't make O green. I don't know why I thought that. I think I didn't want it green if I was also using the E, and that kind of stuck in my head. All right, well, let's spin the bonus game wheel and see what tomorrow's game will be. It will be Worldle. Notice the extra R. So Worldle is one where you need to guess a country. So we will be playing that tomorrow. And how'd you do? And that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. There is a link at the end of the video where you can go straight to Wordle. I also have a pinned comment with all the games I played today. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.